if you're interested in getting, or if you're somebody like me that I think I want to get one, but which one should you get? Now, the Oppo Find X9 Ultra just launched, but there's also the Oppo X9 Pro. The Pro looks like a OnePlus 15. It just has upgraded camera sensors, but it also has the MediaTek 9500. That's MediaTek's top of the line CPU, right? The Ultra X9 Ultra has the top of the line cameras. We all know that. Number one best camera phone in the world. But it also has the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Now, first thought, you're like, well, the MediaTek should be fine, right? With the Pro. Well, yeah, when it comes to benchmarks. But I was doing some digging around the other day, and here's an interesting thought or some interesting information if you're interested like I am, and I'm just passing this along. The X9 Pro that has the MediaTek 9500, it's using a MediaTek modem connectivity between your carrier and your network services. Like you put your T-Mobile SIM card in there, and it'll run fine on the T-Mobile SIM card if you use the Pro here in the United States. There's tons of people, even some of our subscribers have the Pro and says it runs great on T-Mobile. But there's a little piece of information that nobody talks about that I want to bring forward to those of y'all that are maybe considering getting the Ultra, or should I get the Pro? The Ultra, I think, starts out at $1,499, $1,500 freaking dollars, while you can get the Pro at about $900. I just looked last night, and that's on Swappo. So that's a $600 difference. Now, camera-wise, I'm going to get back to the modem. Camera-wise, I was watching his review, and it's really not that much of a difference. In fact, there's some situations, some shots, some lighting, some environments where the Oppo Find X9 Pro, the OnePlus 15 lookalike, actually took a couple better photos. Now, where the Ultra beats the Pro is in video. Now, it doesn't blow it away. I'm not saying the X9 Pro is trash when it comes to video, because certainly not that. It's just the Ultra is that much better and knows even better. Remember, it has a pair of 200 megapixel sensors on there. So the video is like freaking outstanding. My thought after watching the review, because it necessarily wasn't a specs review, it was a camera review between the Ultra and the Pro. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Basically, the Ultra sits on top of the DxO Mark scores, meaning it's the best camera, still photo, and video. However, the Pro is at like number 4, I think. So, I mean, if you want to split hairs, yeah, you can go with the Ultra and have an Ultra experience. But if you want to go with the Pro, you can essentially get the same experience, maybe minus one or two very, very specific situations where the Ultra would beat the Pro. But look, I don't. I think everybody's going to be perfectly fine with the Pro. But here's something nobody's talking about, and you're only probably going to hear it here, because these things specifically affect me. Now, getting back to the modem, the Oppo Find X9 Pro modem, the MediaTek modem, it does not get, okay, let me put it this way. It only goes up to release 17 when it comes to T-Mobile's specific network services that they offer. T-Mobile just came out with their brand new, well, I'll say just, it's probably been like 6 months. T-Mobile came out, as you know, if you've watched this channel, with their all new 5G network. It's a 5G based network. And actually, to my surprise, we've been in a 5G world for the last 10 years. It's technically, in the last 10 years, it's technically not 5G. It's on a 4G node, but they just pumped it with steroids so much and pumped up the network, they called it 5G. But T-Mobile came out with a true first 5G network, all new network, maybe about 6 months ago, and only a very specific processors are able to get that release number 18. That's what they call it inside the industry. Release 18. What is it? 3GP release 18. That's the standard that of T-Mobile's 5G network. That's the standard that these modems have to enable inside the modem for that specific phone to connect to said network's 5G compatibility. So I'm getting to the Oppo Find X9 Pro with the MediaTek CPU with the MediaTek modem does not get T-Mobile's new Release 18 3GP standard network. Now, I'm sure it'll say 5G on your notification bar. It'll say 5G UC, and it's connected to that. It's not lying to you, but it does not get T-Mobile's new 5G network. I could not believe it myself last night. I did all the homework. Everything I could find online. I even went on MediaTek's website, dug through the press release with the MediaTek 9500, and I also cross-referenced 3 separate websites to dig through the details to see, because I am seriously considering getting the Ultra, and that's why it led me down this rabbit hole last night of, well, do I really need the Ultra? Well, I should be just satisfied with the X9 Pro, right? And then I was like, you know what? Before I pull the trigger or buy anything, let me just double check, because I could have sworn MediaTek's 9500 would get T-Mobile's new 5G network. It doesn't. My power, my Wi-Fi, everything went out maybe about a week ago for about 24 hours. Boy, do I need that network. Now, not all the time, because when I'm home, when the power's on, when the Wi-Fi is working, everything's great. I don't even notice anything. But when I'm leaving and entering the neighborhood, or the power goes out for whatever reason, boy, you sure can tell 5G. If you have a device that connects to T-Mobile's true 5G network, it makes all the difference in the world. And I've made numerous videos about this before and after T-Mobile switched to the 5G network. And that's a bummer, quite frankly, because now I don't want to use a device that does not get T-Mobile's new 5G network, if you know what I mean. And you probably don't know what I mean if you don't live in a dead spot. If I lived anywhere else, even just a football 100 yards away, you get great T-Mobile 5G network. There's no dead spot. It's literally a 100-yard radius around where I live. We moved here like 15 years ago, right? 4G was still a thing. I don't even think 5G was out then. So who would have figured, right? I mean, buying relocating now, of course that would be a determining factor. But it now I'm gonna have to cross off the Find X9 Pro. I mean, the chances of me really depending on that are actually really small, very small percentage. It's just the fact that in the times you really need it, it makes a big difference. So I don't know if anybody's interested, but I was going down that rabbit hole last night, really digging through the specs and saying, well, if I get the Pro, I know it's been out for like 6 months, but if I get the Pro, would I really be missing out on the Ultra, everything the Ultra brings to the table? Actually, the X9 Pro gets much better battery life than the Ultra. It just does. Now, what devices are enabled for T-Mobile's new 5G network? And I'm assuming it's the same thing with AT&T, because it's kind of based on the same technology. Well, you have to have a device that has a Snapdragon 8 Elite or higher. So it's Snapdragon 8 Elite, Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, like the Motorola Signature, the Motorola Razr Fold, or the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, or an iPhone 17 and up, meaning 17 series, all of it, the Air, the regular, the Pro, the Pro Max, they get that new network. And then obviously with every device coming out in the future, we'll get it. Now, I looked into MediaTek to find out, well, when are they going to implement this? Apparently they're going to implement in the MediaTek 9600, their upcoming flagship CPU. Apparently, they're expected to upgrade the modem in there to enable access to the release 18 3GP standard. So, um, yeah, no, I'm not talking about. Yeah, I know you can get 5G, and that's what I was saying before. But if you dig through the specs, the Oppo Find X9 Pro, the MediaTek 9500, the modem in that CPU, if you gotta go a couple steps further than just Googling or doing research to see if it gets T-Mobile's 5G network, because technically it'll say yes. Everything online will say yes, but you have to go on the spec sheet and see what standard that modem goes up to. Release, if you look online and you go through all the details, the MediaTek 9500 modem only goes up to release 17. That's the highest standard it goes to. T-Mobile's new 5G network is on release 18, and the MediaTek 9500 modem does not go to release 18. So it'll say 5G. It gets 5G. It gets 5G UC, but not the latest and greatest T-Mobile 5G network. Now, that's only on the MediaTek. On the Ultra, the Oppo Find X9 Ultra, that goes up to, it has the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. That goes up to release 18. So it will get it will get T-Mobile's new 5G network. So there's that for you. So I'm trying to weigh, is it worth an extra $600? I think I know the answer. It's probably no, but just interesting. Or you could even do this. You could even wait for the Oppo Find X10 Pro to come out. That'll have MediaTek's new 9600 CPU and modem and will get release 18. So I think we're about, what, 5-6 months away from that, I believe. I think I saw some leaks in regard to what I think I've seen some leaks in regards to the new X10. They've already started to come out.